Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Benson VFW Post 6271. Cool FM Live is honored to be here this evening to host this amazing town hall for the city of Benson Mayoral and city council candidates running in the primary election on July 21st. My name is Jeff Davenport. I am the voice of Arizona. I will be your moderator tonight. And we do, again, want to can we give a big round of applause to the VFW Post 6271 here? Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everybody who's a part of the VFW being here, making this space available for us to come back again. It's always an honor to be here. Before we begin, we are grateful to live in a nation that just celebrated its 250th birthday. We're grateful to live in a nation where we can stand for our flag and we can kneel before our God. And we're going to do both of those. That's right. You can applaud for that. And we're going to do both of those right now. And we will start with our good friend, VFW chaplain, Rob Hardesty, who will provide our invocation. Sir.
Bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we gather this evening with gratitude for our community and for the democratic process within our representative republic. We ask for your guidance and blessings upon the candidates present. Grant them the wisdom to speak with clarity, the courage to lead with integrity, and engage with one another in a spirit of mutual respect and civility. May tonight's forum be a source of enlightenment and unity, helping us to discern the best path forward for our community and our nation. Guide the minds and hearts of both the speakers and the audience, that our discussions may be rooted in truth and a genuine desire to serve the common good. We pray for a productive evening of listening and learning. In Jesus' name, amen.
And now, if we ask if you're able to stand, please stand as VFW Post 6271. Senior Vice Commander Doug Frost leads us in our Pledge of Allegiance with the flag right here in the center of the room, sir. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Tonight, we will see 5 different candidates, 2 running for mayor, who are right here at the table ready to go, and 3 candidates running for city council, who will be interviewed in this panel side by side. It's a little bit different maybe than interviews that you've seen before on TV or throughout the ages, but it's something that's going to work great this evening. We're really excited about it. And each candidate will have 2 minutes to answer each question. Answers will be timed. We have Mary up here in the front that will keep track of all that. Give Mary a big round of applause, by the way. We love Mary Moran. Thank you, Mary. She and her husband will be celebrating 16 years of marriage coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow's their wedding anniversary. So happy anniversary, Mary. We love you guys. So, and as a matter of full disclosure, all of our candidates here have been given the questions in advance, so they've been able to prepare and time out their answers and make sure that everything is going to be running smoothly on their end as well. Cool FM is live streaming this event as you're watching it right here from Benson, Arizona. So we do ask that you please refrain from speaking out during the interviews, and we'll remind the candidates to make sure that they speak clearly into the microphone, hold the microphone closely. That will help everyone hear you throughout here. This evening, we will begin with the mayoral candidates. So I do ask you to welcome Levi Johnson and Toney King. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Great to see you guys here this evening. Thank you. So what we'll do is we'll start by rotating questions. And, you know, first of all, I'd actually like to start with just asking Levi, how was your 4th of July? Let's just talk. I mean, all of us, we're still in the American spirit here, celebrating that 250th anniversary. Grab that microphone. Would love to hear what you did for the 4th of July this year.
Oh, man, it was very busy. Doing the parade, had the kids out there handing out candy through the whole thing, and then ending that and going down to the park and having a great time down there.
That's awesome. Toney, how about you?
Well, just about the same as Levi. We rode a parade. It was really exciting. I tell you what, I told my wife that if I never get in a parade again, I had the best fun I ever had in my life. So much love out there on that parade. It was amazing. Also, the fireworks. Oh my goodness, Mike McCoon's in here. You did an amazing job with that fireworks. We truly appreciate you. It was one of the best I ever seen. And we just hung out with friends, and my family came down, and it was all about family on the 4th of July. It was all about celebrating what it was all about.
There's nothing like the 4th of July in Benson, Arizona. Am I correct? Come on. We love this town, and we love all the people in it. And that's why we're doing this here tonight. So we'll get started with the questions. Levi, we're going to start with you. You have 2 minutes to answer this question. And again, it'll go back and forth. The same question will be asked of Toney here momentarily. Levi, what qualifies you to become mayor of Benson, Arizona?
What I feel that qualifies me as far as a combination of service, leadership, and experience. I am a veteran. I hold an MBA. I served as the Benson City Council. Is that better? Yeah. Where I've gained firsthand knowledge and experience altogether for evaluating projects, reviewing budgets, and making decisions that affect our community as a whole. I was also selected recently as a Flynn Brown Fellow. If no one knows what a Flynn Brown Fellow is, it's an Arizona leadership program that prepares public and civic leaders to address the challenges facing communities across our state. I look forward to using what I learned through that program to better serve the residents of Benson. Beyond government, I've stayed involved in our community through AYSO, and I was a liaison for the Benson Youth Council. Because I believe in leadership isn't just limited to the an elected office. It's about serving people wherever you can. So I don't claim to have all the answers, or maybe not even any of the answers, but I believe in listening, asking questions, surrounding myself with knowledgeable people, and making decisions based on what's best for Benson.
All right, and Toney, coming to you with the same question, sir. What qualifies you to become the mayor of the beautiful city of Benson, Arizona?
I guess the first part of it is I go back all the way to deconceiving. I've been with the city for over 25 years, 23.8 years with the city council, 9 terms, 2 years with planning and zoning. So it's been a total of 25 years with the city. I was mayor for 5 terms of that. I also was involved in our communities as far as a lot of clubs and different things that, people does, coaching like he did. 17 years at the park, I volunteered 13 years at school. I mean, that. But I also was a manager at Safeway, and I retired from Safeway. We've been through good, bad, and ugly. I go all the way back to the downfall of the early, the 2000s, and then we went to the second downfall, and then coronavirus. I went through all of that. So I believe that I got a strong leadership ability. I can tell you what happened towards the end of my career with the city at the beginning. The first part of it was I kind of got blinders on. And after I left, I realized what I did. I quit listening to the people. But now that I've been out for over 1.5 years, I can tell you, I know that I'm there for the people now. I've been listening to a lot of people for the last 1.5 years, and I really understand what government is all about even better now than after the first time. I understand it better now. And I guarantee you, if you elect me mayor, it'll be all about the people. It's not going to be about the city no more. It's about what you have to say. I'm actually looking at turning the mayor's Mondays into mayors at the campfire to bring in the community to get their input on what we need to do for our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that answer. And this is not on the list of questions. Did you guys get your matching tattoos together? Because it says "We the People" on both your arms right there. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. I noticed that. I just noticed they must have got them together. I was supposed to be there with you. How did you forget me? I need to get mine too. Oh my goodness. No, you guys are great. Look at you. Toney, we're going to start with you for question number 2. And these answers might be very similar because looking at the top 3 priorities for the town of Benson, for the city of Benson, if you are elected, what would be, Toney, your top 3 priorities? You have 2 minutes, sir.
As always, is fire and public safety. That's always the very first thing, because public safety for our community is always the most important. Getting an extra fire station put out there on Highway 90 is important. Ensuring firefighters, police, and emergency responders have the training, equipment, and the resource that they need. The second one is economic development. Attract new businesses, supporting local entrepreneurs, and create good paying jobs. Encourage responsible growth, partner with business and residents, and build a stronger economy. The roads and infrastructure. What can I say about that? It just needs to be fixed now. No matter how we do it, if we start small and work our way in, we need to start putting in for some grants, and we need to get out there and get these roads done. Not tomorrow, we need them done today. And our finance. We have to be very responsible for our finance. It's time to go in, we need to take a good look, and see what we got to do. There's a lot of cutting we have to do, see if we can cut taxes and make it happen. My goal is to simply a safer city, stronger economy, better and responsible financial management infrastructure that puts the resident first.
Excellent. And right back to you, Levi, what would be, got a little hum there. Thank you guys for checking that. Levi, the top 3 priorities for you if you are elected mayor of Benson, Arizona.
Like you said, they're probably somewhat similar. Yeah. So priority 1, responsible economic growth. I want to attract quality businesses that create good paying jobs, expand Benson's commercial tax base, help reduce the tax burden on our homeowners here in Benson, and encourage businesses that become long-term partners in our community. My second priority is fiscal responsibility. Just like I do at the federal government level down at Fort Huachuca, I strive to be a good steward of the taxpayers' dollars. Spend money responsibly and plan for the future. Maintain transparent budgeting and financial accountability, and look for efficiencies while maintaining quality city services. My third priority is protect Benson's quality of life. I want to support the police, fire, and emergency services, invest in our roads, utilities, and infrastructure, preserve Benson's small town character, and ensure growth improves our community rather than changing it to what makes Benson special.
Wonderful. Thank you. So it seems in both of your top 3 priorities, there is an economic development arm of that. And Levi, we're going to start with you for question number 3. What kind of economic development do you envision for Benson as mayor of Benson, Arizona? Sir, you have 2 minutes.
All right. So my vision for economic development for Benson is, so the vision is to attract businesses that create stable, quality jobs, strengthen and diversify Benson's economy, expand the commercial tax base, and support existing local businesses. My philosophy behind that is growth should help pay for growth. Existing residents should not bear the financial burden for new development. New development should contribute toward the infrastructure and services it requires. Responsible planning, infrastructure capacity, water availability. I think the city should also look at building an aquifer recharge station. Traffic impacts, utilities, long-term sustainability, and compatibility with Benson's character. My goal, altogether, welcome responsible investment, protect quality of life that makes Benson unique, and ensure growth strengthens our community rather than overwhelming it.
Wonderful. Toney, to you, you had also a wing of economic development in your 3 priorities. What kind of economic development do you envision for Benson? You have 2 minutes.
My vision for Benson is to build a diverse, resilient economy focused on industries that offers high quality jobs, suitable growth, and long-term investments. Key targets are the airport, drones, manufacturing, and more at the airport. I'd like to get that airport extended to 800 feet before we can put some light manufacturing out there. Cloud-based software companies I would love to see in technology services here in Benson. AI-driven logistic and supply chain management built here. Water-neutral infrastructure. And I said water-neutral infrastructure. We can have that uses low water on it. Advanced material research and low water for manufacturings, micro manufacturing and precision manufacturings, electronic assemblies, light industrial distribution centers for food and garments. I also would like to see drones come back into our airport like it was many years ago, and I also would like to see manufacturing out there. If we could get the military or someone out the airport where we can take and make it a better use, and it can pay for itself, and hopefully we cut out the taxes that we have. And you know what? This is a strategic that we will all work together. We can make it happen hand in hand. We just got to get it done.
Excellent. And Toney, we'll stay with you for question number 4. This is a very specific question about your opinion concerning the city owning the golf course that is operating at a significant loss annually. What is your opinion regarding that, sir? You have 2 minutes.
Okay, I want to take and do an audit review of the finances of the real numbers before we make any intelligent decisions about it. How much is it to the value of the community? Justifies subsidy. Open it up for different things like parks. I believe this gentleman's talked about that in the past. Open spaces, youth golf tournaments, or rather it can be sustaining through different type of business models. Maybe a real world study shows that struggling golf courses can often be turned around, but it requires a multitude of revenue streams, such as electronic musical festivals, rental sites. Believe it or not, you can put rental sites on the open land. Using any open land that we got out there, we can lease it out for other businesses to have something around the airport if we have any open land out there. That would be very smart to bring in to help subsidize what's part of it. Any of the events like the Lantern Festivals or country music festivals, anything we could do, or any kind of festivals we can bring out. As long as we sell the alcohol, we can make 20, 30, 40,000 each concerts or more. And that would put money back in our golf course. Now, is it long-term? Is it long-term? Is it something that we're going to be able to keep open? That's something that the council's going to have to decide about. Yes, it's cost a lot of money over the years. I've been there since the day that we took it over, except the last year and a half. So, you know, for me, it's going to take a whole lot of study in it, a whole lot of work to get this golf course. If we're going to keep it, we're going to keep it. If we're not, you know, I've always said we could take the restaurant and put another restaurant out there and save $250,000 out there too. But it's all up to what the people want after we get our study done and what we can do.
Levi, same question for you. What is your opinion of the city owning the golf course that's operating at a significant loss annually? You have 2 minutes.
So it is operating at a significant loss. I mean, those numbers definitely need to come down, no question about it. To me, kind of looking at the contract background, I think it's to me, I'd like to revise the contract. Right now, the contract is stated that no matter what they do, even if they lose money, they still get money. That's the way it's basically worded. So I'd like to switch it to a performance-based contract, take 40% of what they currently get, give them the other amount, and then they have to find a way to earn that 40% back. And that could be through advertisement or a set scale that council and the city staff put together to evaluate, okay, are you going to get this 40%? Are you going to get 30%, 20%, or that 10% of that performance base for what you're doing? I think that can alleviate some of the issues that we have down there, because I believe no matter how many times council wants to have a meeting or how many times somebody wants to address them with the golf course, they're still getting paid no matter what. I mean, if I give you $1,000 a week to do a job, you're just going to do that job, you're not going to go anymore. But if I withhold money from you and tell you, if you do a little extra, I'm going to give you some money, then you're going to start doing some extra stuff. So to me, I think we should revise the contract on that, but also look at the financials and look what we can bring down. I mean, I do agree, $700,000. That's a hard one to swallow.
All right, well, thank you for that. It's time for the 5th question already. My gosh, just flying by here. Again, we're just asking specific questions, and I'm sure that you all have questions for these candidates as well before you make up your mind to cast that vote on July 21st or before July 21st, as the case may be. The final question tonight, we'll start with Levi, and it is very basic. Why should the residents of Benson, Arizona vote for you to become mayor of this great city? 2 minutes, sir.
Why should you vote for me as mayor? I believe people should vote for me because I bring a combination of leadership, experience, and a genuine commitment to serving Benson. As a veteran, MBA graduate, former council member, and a Flynn Brown Fellow and community volunteer, I've dedicated my life to service, whether serving our country, mentoring young people through AYSO, the Benson Youth Council, or serving on City Council. I've always believed in leadership is about putting the community first. I don't believe the mayor's job is to have all the answers. I believe it's to listen, bring people together, ask the right questions, and make thoughtful decisions that serve the best interest of the entire community. Benson has a tremendous opportunities ahead. We can strengthen our community, expand our commercial tax base, support local businesses, invest in responsibility, and preserve the character that makes our community so unique. If elected, I'll work every day to earn your trust, keep an open door to residents, and make decisions that put Benson first. Together, we can grow Benson the right way and build a stronger future for generations to come.
Thank you for that. Toney, same question, 2 minutes. Why should the residents of Benson, Arizona vote for you to be mayor of this great city?
Okay, well, I'm asking for you. I've given a third of my life to this community. I don't regret a bit of it. I love this community more than anybody you would ever know. I've given a lot to the schools, to the parks, to the city itself. I would never ever do anything I can't do to help fix the city. I'd give you every bit I have. My family, we discussed it, we prayed about it, we put it in God's hands, and whatever turns out, no matter what happens, I will always be for this community. My 25 years experience, plus the 17 years of coaching this community, 13 years of school, I've learned a lot of people, I've saw a lot of people, and I've loved a lot of people. And I still love people. As a mayor, I will focus on growing Benson economy and attracting new businesses and creating great jobs, working to reduce and ultimately eliminate the city food tax whenever we get financially responsible, which means bringing the businesses in here where we can cut it out. I want to stop it just as bad as you do. But I don't want to raise no taxes on our property. That's absolutely out of the question. That's never going to happen as long as I'm a mayor, if I can help it. Holding my city management accountable for the results, holding myself and council accountable for results. If we get in there as a mayor, we have to hold our council responsible too. We're working for the people. We're not working for the city. And people's got to understand that. Cutting waste spending, preparing and improving roads and infrastructure, ending favoritism, nepotism, and blacklisting. Facts-based review of the golf course, protecting taxpayers from avoiding new taxes, reasonable spending. I believe that elected officials answer to the people. I expect the residents of Benson and surrounding area to hold my feet to the fire if I become your mayor. I expect you to call me out. And I thank you very much. And don't forget to elect Toney King as mayor of Benson.
Hey, how about a round of applause for both of our Benson mayoral candidates, Levi Johnson and Toney King. Thank you so much for participating. We wish you the best of luck in the upcoming election. As we get our city council candidates shifted into their spots, we do want to let you know that the Barney Figueroa VFW Post 6271 right here that you're sitting in, that you're joining us if you're watching online, is going to be celebrating the VFW's 127th birthday. That'll be this coming Monday, July 13th, right here from 1 to 4 p.m. Oh, and by the way, veterans eat free. How about that? Come on, we love our veterans. I should have brought your sunglasses. I'm so sorry. Veterans eat free. There'll be spaghetti and garlic toast. I mean, it sounds delicious. I don't know if children, if dependents of veterans can eat for free, but I would pay for that meal without a doubt. It's just their way to thank the veterans in our community. And for guests, only $8 a person. Come on out, be a part of that night, celebrating the 127th birthday of the VFW, honoring our past, serving our present, and securing our future. That is what the Barney Figueroa VFW Post 6271 is all about. Yeah, big round of applause for them. So our city council candidates are here and are ready to go. We do have a couple announcements here. So, of course, this town hall is sponsored by the VFW Post 6271 and Cool FM Online. Of course, Cool FM Online, we do our best to take a neutral position in providing this town hall. Our organizers are not residents of Benson. The people, I'm not a resident of Benson, therefore cannot vote in the Benson election. So we try to keep it neutral as far as that goes. Just a reminder, live streaming right now all around the world on Cool FM Live on Facebook. And in fairness, again, to all participants, we ask that you don't comment during the interview. You can hold your applause to the end of each interview, and we appreciate that. Don't forget the primary election is Tuesday, July 21st. Early voting began a couple weeks ago on June 24th. But looking ahead, you can drop off your early ballots at ballot box locations through July 20th at 5 p.m. And if you decide you want to mail it in after hearing from the candidates here this evening and you'd like to mail in your ballot, the deadline to mail back your ballot is July 14th. And on July 21st, Election Day, you can drop off your ballot at any polling location from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. You'll notice that there are three wonderful people at this table. We did invite Crystal Anderson and Rick Hartman to participate. They declined. And so this evening we are graced with the presence of these wonderful residents of the city of Benson, our city council candidates, Mark Boyle, Toney Romero, and Cindy Tapia. First of all, thank you guys for being here. I'd like to ask the same question that I started off by asking our mayoral candidates, and we'll start with you, Mark. What was your 4th of July like? What did you do on the 4th of July?
Well, we walked the parade, which was fun, handed out candy and cards and little self-promotion. And then we went to the park and enjoyed the people and some of the food, had a great time, and then sat at home and watched the fireworks from our house.
That's one of the best things to do here. Mark Romero, how was your 4th of July? Looks like you're still dressed up for it. So,
yep, it's a good shirt to wear. You know, we're celebrating the 250th year of the country. So I went and celebrated with this being in the parade and got to hand out candy just like everybody else. Also threw water balloons at a few kids somewhere in there. And then also I got to spend a lot of time with friends that I consider family here in Benson. I grew up in Tucson and in Greenland County and Safford, but Benson has become my home. So I got to spend a lot of time with my friends.
Oh, that's great. And Cindy, what was your 4th of July like? What did you end up doing?
Very similar. So we walked with my employer, the hospital, which is amazing. Got to hand out candy and other supplies, things like that. And I do want to give a shout out because Gary, at the end, we kind of ran out of candy and we had a tank that was afloat. And so somebody got that. So it was so fun and so funny. Anyways, it's never a dull moment there. And then just went and talked to people, you know, in the community down at the park, spent some time with our family that came down and visited, and then went back to the fireworks, which you did great, Mike, and we're able to spend it with our family. We had an amazing time.
That is what the 4th of July is all about. Yeah, it is about family and community. And we love the Benson community, and we're grateful for all the work that they did in celebrating our 250th anniversary as a nation. Time to get started with our questions. Again, as a matter of full disclosure, the candidates did receive the questions in advance and have a moment to prepare and have answers written down in front of them that they can go over while we ask these questions. We will start with Mark Boyle for this first question, and then we'll ask the same question down the line and work it that way. Sir, what is your vision for the future of the great city of Benson? You have 2 minutes.
Well, I think we need to focus on a family-friendly community and well-maintained infrastructure, which is very important, and then a community that honors the values that we support here in Benson as families and stuff. So it's kind of like, to me, my vision is looking at maybe an old house that you're going to remodel. You're not going to tear it down, but you're going to do some work on it. And you're going to remodel it because it has good bones and it has good structure and it needs to be restored. And our city seems to be that way. And so I think there's a lot of work to be done, and I enjoy doing that kind of work. And I think it's worth saving and fixing, in my opinion. This town has had its issues, and I think we can get past all those if we work together as a community and rebuild the city and the town and the heritage of Benson.
Wonderful. Thank you. Mark Romero, the same question comes to you. What is your vision, sir, for the future of this city of Benson? You have 2 minutes.
The city of Benson really does look bright. We do serve the community quite well, but we are also the entrance to Cochise County. We have a lot of great things that we can offer, having the interstate right next to us, 2 major highways that flow right next to us that go down towards Tombstone, Sierra Vista. You know, they're going to be having the new Space Force going to be showing up there, and so it's going to be growing towards us. So we have the opportunity to support a lot of different cities and towns without getting and losing the small town feel. So I really want to make sure it stays bright, but also stays small town living.
Excellent. Thank you. Cindy, same question. What is your vision for the future of Benson? You have 2 minutes.
Well, so I'm 5th generation that live here. My kids are 6. So obviously I think it's a wonderful place to live. So I would want Benson to continue to be a place where families choose to come live. Also businesses come to invest, you know, and future generations like mine choose to stay. So that's my overall vision. Of course, we want safety, infrastructure, controlled growth. But when we have the growth, I just want to keep our culture and our charm. So I want to keep that. Parks and Rec is why I first came on. So obviously that's near and dear to me. And being a nurse practitioner, I would like it to be one of the healthiest communities in Arizona. So I just would like it to be the little shining star that we know that it is, but I would like everybody else to also know that it is.
Excellent. Thank you. It is the gateway to the San Pedro Valley. We are in Benson, Arizona this evening talking to our city council candidates. And question number 2, we'll start with Mark Romero. If you are elected, what would be your top priorities being on the Benson City Council? Mark, you have 2 minutes.
You know, I ran in 2024, and one of the biggest things that I ran on was roads. And that is a big priority to me, is getting the roads fixed. You know, this last year, being part of City Council, we just started a capital investment CIP improvement plan that we have given the most amount of money to get the roads fixed. Now, is it going to cover everything? Absolutely not. But we're making the right direction. So when I came on 24 and said, hey, we're going to try to start fixing roads, we're going to start trying to fix roads. And so that's one thing that is near and dear to me, the quality of life here in Benson, that we continue community outreach, the Friday connections for lunches. It's a great thing that we're doing, that we started while I was on city council. I give a lot of personal thanks to the staff that puts it on, because they're the ones that do all the work. They're the ones that make sure that we have enough food for everybody, we have enough events for everybody. But it also takes us helping guide the staff and everybody else so we can listen to the city and make sure that we're listening to what their priorities are as well. So biggest thing is public safety and quality of life.
Thank you. Cindy, coming to you next, same question. If you are elected to the City Council of the great state of Benson, Arizona, what would be your top priorities?
One would be public safety. So I've been one of the ones that's voted for, you know, increasing our fire. I also appreciate the fact that we have a police force that we do, because I think that's made our community safer. Fiscal responsibility and transparency, that has to be a priority for us. So we want to continue to do that. We want to continue to earn the trust of our constituents and be a successful community. I want long-range infrastructure planning. Like, I feel like we put out fires, but we need some long-range goals. So one of the things was the roads. I went to Shola one time. My cousin's on city council there, and they were redoing the roads, and he said they had this whole plan. So I came back and asked Brad if we can do that. It took a little bit, but he did announce at the last council meeting that they are using a similar program. So we can have continued infrastructure and roads done. Economic development, obviously, we can't survive just on cutting taxes or our local community. We have to bring businesses in. We need visitors to come here, so we need to work on that. Parks and Rec are always going to be near and dear to my heart, but we also need to support our local businesses so that they're successful and they can continue. And last thing is to continue to engage and listen to our public. I think I've done that, and I will continue to do so.
Thank you so much. Mark Boyle, you will round out question number 2. If you are elected to the city council of this beautiful city of Benson, Arizona, what would be your top priorities, sir? You have 2 minutes.
Well, I think the main priority should be clean neighborhoods. And where we live, north of the railroad tracks, there's quite a few blighted homes. And they're not just blighted, they're abandoned. And we need to take care of that and get it fixed up, because if you live in a neighborhood with a blighted home, then your property values go down. I'm a property rights guy, and I don't want to go in and take people's homes. But if they're abandoned and dangerous for our children, they should be cleaned up. Something should be done about it. And then we need to fix the roads, which everyone here agrees with. I think that's a standard goal of the city, is like the roads. But it seems like in the past, the city runs on procrastination model. And so the longer you let your roads go, it's kind of like a piece of wood that's lost its paint. And every year you wait, it gets eventually rotted, and you have to tear it out and start over. And if we would have had our roads being maintained, they wouldn't be rotten. We wouldn't have to go back down to the foundation and start over. But it saved us a lot. Now it's going to cost us a lot. And those are a priority to me. It's like, let's stop not doing things, and stop kicking the can down the road and start fixing things. Not bashing on anybody, but we really need to do that. And then that goes into protecting, our assets, which are our roads in our city. And then we need to make sure that people save money by lowering taxes. But I think with our budget the way it is, I think we can do both.
Thank you. Cindy, you will lead off question number 3. This has to do with specific economic development. And question number 3 is, what is your plan to boost the economy, to boost that economic development here in the great city of Benson, Arizona? Cindy, you have 2 minutes.
I kind of already touched on this, but one, obviously we need big things to come in, but I want to not forget about our local businesses that have been here. So I do want to figure out a way that we can support them more so that they can stay in business and be successful. I think we are uniquely positioned with the freeways, the railroad, and we have an airport. So I think we have a lot of potential in that. So we need to find businesses that aligns with, that won't harm us, that will still be able to maintain our health and wellness. The other thing is that I think that we need to make Benson attractive. We need to have more events that come here. So when they're going to Tombstone or to these other locations, there's a reason for them to stay here as well. So we need to create some attractions and offer that to the public that's here, but also for visitors to come through.
Excellent. Thank you. Mark Boyle, same question at number 3. What is your plan to boost the economic development of Benson, Arizona? 2 minutes.
Well, I've never been a big fan of city government creating jobs or doing that. That's our economic development department, which I hear we have one. I don't know, haven't seen them. But I think we need to cut red tape and speed up the permitting process for home builders and businesses. That doesn't mean we're going to lower our standards, but we could speed that up, because sometimes it takes quite a bit of time to just get a permit to open a business. And then my biggest thing would be probably pushing, because I hear over and over again, what are our children going to do when they graduate high school? oh my God, they're going to leave, which when I was a kid, that was my first goal, to leave home. But I think with the trade program that Cochise College has, and with all the small trades in this town, we could have apprenticeship programs and stuff like that. And for the cost of sending your kid just to register at a university, you can get a certificate at Cochise College for under $5,000, and you're already certified to work in that trade. So not everybody wants to go to college. Those that do, fine. Hopefully you got a college fund for them. But for just the normal kids that live in this town that really enjoy living here, actually, let's give them something they can do and look forward to by kind of not pushing them that direction, but pushing them in that direction.
Thank you. And Mark Romero, same question, number 3. What is your plan to boost economic development in the city of Benson? You have 2 minutes.
You know, I am not a very big guy on when it comes to development or have been one with that, but I grew up blue collar. You know, I'm a mechanic by trade. You know, this place has a great opportunity to have a lot of services, be it with mechanics. You know, we have great diners that are here all the time that people love to go to. You know, those are services that we need to push. One thing that I'll give a shout out to the current mayor, Monday with the Mayor. I think that's a phenomenal program that gets us knowing what's going on here in Benson. You know, we as a community may not hear some of that, but people look online and see what's going on. So when the mayor goes out to each business and says, hey, these are the businesses we have, it gives the people the opportunity to do that. And I'm hoping that we continue that, but even more so, like Wednesday events and things going along with soccer programs and softball events and a lot of different things that we can do here in town. But also one thing that I would love to see too, we have a little bit older community here, maybe bring in specialty health services, you know, cardiology departments, or not necessarily departments, but you know, cardiology doctors that come service inside the community, because people have to drive to Sierra Vista or Tucson or even Phoenix just to go see their doctor. If they had a local office here, you know, people wouldn't have to drive as far. They could be here, and then those doctors will bring in others from Tombstone and Dragoon and everywhere around us that can help service our town, and it's going to bring in money just as well.
Thank you so much. Question number 4. We're going to start with Mark Boyle. You are obviously in the community. Each of you are in the community and hearing things from residents. What concerns have residents been sharing with you and the most, and how would you address those specific concerns? You have 2 minutes.
Well, they've been sharing everything. So it goes back to the same thing we were just talking about, you know, mainly property taxes. They don't want their property taxes going up. But the city tells us, well, what about revenue? And revenue is a great point, but that's our money. And so we need, you know, people don't want to pay more in property taxes than they already do. Then there's the aging infrastructure. I hear about that a lot, you know, even from me. When I hit a pothole. So we need to take care of that. I think that can be addressed. And then there's just the lack of good jobs for the youth, which is what we're talking about. And I think we could pull that off and make businesses grow here locally, because that is what runs America, is mom and pop shops, small businesses. Big corporations are a very small part of what makes America function financially. So that's what I'm hearing, and then they want immediate results. So we'll start working on that. But that's what I've been getting from the people that I talked to.
Well, thank you. Mark Romero, I'm sure there's a lot of similarities from the people that you hear from as well, but question number 4 to you, sir. What concerns have the residents been sharing with you, and how would you address those specific concerns? You have 2 minutes.
Well, one of the biggest things, again, is the roads. That's always been a key factor. We worked very, very hard to start getting roads fixed. that's something that I'm going to stay concerned. You know, we helped get our works department fully staffed for our roads so they can start filling in potholes, getting roads fixed. And then also, some of the other concerns was the airport, you know, and now they're starting to make money for themselves. And it's going to take a process for everything to work correctly. But these concerns are being addressed by every single council member. There's not one person that we have not talked with, that each one of us that I've talked to each council member with, that they haven't heard the same thing, and how we're trying to figure out how do we work within the budget, fix what we need to be fixed, and save the budget so we don't look like we're going in the red. And there is part of that, but you know, when you grow in size, you're going to spend a little money. This growth will bring money to this town, but we're trying to make sure we don't overspend. And we're doing a great job. If you look at Tucson, they're talking about cutting fire departments. We're growing one. We're making better options, better opinions for the growth of Benson. Thank you.
Thank you. Cindy, again, the concerns that residents of Benson have shared with you, how would you address those concerns? You have 2 minutes.
One, the roads, but like I said, I did discuss those plans with Brad, and it seems like they're on their way. It sounds like several of us discussed that, but that's why we have a council of 7. The other thing was, I think our spending it wisely and efficiently. And then I would say transparency and communication. I think that needs to be, I think we need to earn the public's trust back. And I think that's through constant communication, transparency, and then not just speaking, but actually doing the actions that they've requested.
Thank you. And just like that, we are arriving at question number 5, our final question of the evening. The same question that we asked our mayoral candidates, we throw to our city council candidates. And we start with Mark Romero. The final question tonight: why should the residents of Benson, Arizona vote for Mark Romero to be on the city council of this great city of Benson? You have 2 minutes.
You know, for 20 years, most of my adult life, I've been serving the community as a soldier. I was in the Army, and then I was contracting. Now I work for a federal agency. But it's always about giving back. And we can't forget about the little things that we do. You know, I also volunteer my time with other organizations that we've created and donated over $100,000 for veterans in Cochise County. You know, everything we do is giving up our time. We're giving up our time to serve you as a community. And I'm proud to serve you, Benson, as a servant to the community. You know, in 2024, I'll bring this up again, that I ran on the fact that we're going to try to start fixing roads. And this is the first year where we put into our budget that we're having the largest amount of money towards roads to get them to start to get them fixed. And we're going to continue to push that trend of trying to answer even the littlest concerns you have as a city council.
Thank you so much, Mark. Cindy, coming at you, question number 5. Why should the great residents of Benson, Arizona vote for you for City Council of Benson? You have 2 minutes.
I think one is because I feel that this town, this community, this San Pedro Valley has given so much to me and my family. And so I want to give back, you know, and I truly do care about the people here. I volunteer. There's so many things. I don't know, AISU, Little League, the schools, I can't even count, a mentoring program, but I'm constantly busy. If anybody knows me, my home life, it's constantly busy, and a lot of that's volunteering for our community. The other thing is, I feel like being a nurse, and I was a flight nurse, we were under a lot of pressure. Pressure doesn't really bother me. I'm able to still focus and do what we need to do. You know, this community has gone through a stressful time, but whenever people had issues, I went outside after the meeting and talked to them. I did not run away. I didn't do anything. I went straight out and talked to our community. When they emailed, I emailed back. So I think that's what I will continue to do and act with integrity.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Mark Boyle, the final question of the night. Why should the residents of Benson, Arizona vote for you? For City Council, you have 2 minutes.
Other than I'm a really nice guy? That's not enough? Okay. Well, I'm going to look at this a little differently. I look at the city of Benson and all of us, we the people, who actually own and run this, as kind of like the passengers that would be on a cruise line, about 4,000 people. And we've all discussed it, and you've all discussed it with us, the city council, of where that ship's going to take us. Now, we may have decided we want to go on a Caribbean cruise. So the city council is kind of like the TripAdvisor to get you where you want to go. You people are in charge, and you've made up your mind. That's what you want to do. To me, the city and the staff at City Hall are the pilots. So they can't just go and deviate from what we've decided. They might have to make a detour so they don't hit an iceberg, but there's no room in there for them to change our destination. And make no mistake, we run this city. We own this city. It is our money, and we are in charge. And we have all have elected people to be our TripAdvisors. How do we want our city to be next year or in 2 years? And the people that seem to be kind of a roadblock a lot of time are just the captains of the ship. And we need to explain that to them kind of forcefully, that this is where we want to go. Now, Toney King, I was talking to him the other day, and he had a really good idea to have a lot of work sessions. And that way the people can get together and talk about what we want to do. We wouldn't vote on anything, but the whole council would be there, and we could put together our plan, our trip plan for next year, because we're coming up on that. So that's how I look at it, and that's why you should vote for me, because I'm really a good TripAdvisor.
There we go. Can we have a big round of applause for Mark Boyle, Mark Romero, Cindy Tapia? Thank you guys so much for participating in our town hall. We really, really appreciate it. And a big round of applause to everybody here, all you guys coming out tonight. Thank you for being here. And, of course, thank you to VFW Post 6271 for sponsoring us and hosting us here this evening. Don't forget the 127th birthday of the VFW will be this Monday, July 13th, right here. Veterans Eat Free. The spaghetti dinner with garlic toast will be happening right here at the Barney Figueroa VFW Post in Benson, Arizona. We wish all of our candidates the best of luck coming up on July 21st. Again, for more information or details about how you can make sure that your vote is your voice, check the post description. We have all the details there for you. This has been a presentation of Cool FM Live. My name is Jeff Davenport. I am the voice of Arizona. Wishing you a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you to our crew. Thank you to Mary Moran. Thank you to John Berger. And thank you to the VFW here in Benson, Arizona. God bless and have a great rest of your evening. Thank you so much.